Welcome back to the Lucky 7's podcast.
What is up, boys? How we doing?
What's up, boys?
Big podcast coming today, as always.
As always.
Mm-hmm.
We're approaching the end.
Yeah.
And I think
so. We did this for some context. We did this as an internship for our school, and the internship process ends Sunday, and we have to do a capstone presentation due Monday. So we have a lot of work to do, and we're reaching the end.
We are reaching the end, guys,
of the internship phase. So we're not.
We'll speak more about.
We do believe this will be the last podcast. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for all the support. We got so much support on this.
All the support from everyone. It was great.
I just have to read this real quick. I believe.
Read it.
248 unique viewers, which means 248 people have taken time out of their day. So 249 actually.
Every single one of those people.
Yeah. Thank you very much. They've taken time out of their day to watch this podcast, and really do appreciate those people. We've got way more support than we ever could have asked for on this.
Yep, exactly.
Way more people watching than we ever could have asked for, and
it means the world to us.
It means so much because we put a lot of work into it, and to see the love and support and people really appreciating the work we put into it, it really just is great to feel and great to hear. And thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the viewers.
People are actually enjoying and indulging in this content we're creating. It's a great feeling.
Mm-hmm. It's been amazing.
Okay, so let's start off with the score report. So yesterday, the Twins beat the Rockies 17-9. 36 hits during this game.
God.
I mean, who was pitching?
Did they get civilians off the sheets? 36 hits is ridiculous. That's what, four hits an inning. It didn't go to extra innings, doesn't look like.
I don't think so.
I mean, they scored 17 runs. Wow. The Rockies are not good.
No.
They got what's that guy's name?
Ezekiel Tovar.
Yeah, Ezekiel Tovar. Other than that, they got offense, but they clearly don't have defense.
So, the Brewers beat the Blue Jays 5-4. The Giants beat the Astros 5-3. Austin Slater went 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies for the Giants. Great player.
Mm-hmm.
The Padres beat the Athletics 5-4. Close game. Jackson Merrill with the huge walk-off home run for the Padres. He's a beast.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Great.
Matt, tell these guys about your World Series pick, the Baltimore Orioles.
Red Hot Orioles beat the Braves 4-2. The Braves are a pretty good team too, so that's a good win. Colton Cowser, huge 2-run bomb for Baltimore. The Orioles looking good right now. Don't be surprised to see them in the World Series. I've been saying it. That's my prediction. Playing the Phillies in the World Series. The Nationals beat the Tigers 7-5. The Cubs beat the Rays in a nail-biter 4-3. Cody Bellinger with 3 RBIs for Chicago. Go for the kid. Great player.
Great
Cubs
player.
legend, I believe.
He's not on the Cubs.
No, I know, but didn't he used to play for the Cubs?
Dodgers legend. Yep.
I'm thinking of someone else.
You are.
Someone on the Cubs World Series team.
Baez? Rizzo?
No, I don't know. Red Sox beat the Phillies 8-6. Jaron Duran 3 for 5 on the day for the Sox. Cincinnati Reds beat the Guardians 4-2. Guardians are a great team, so good win.
They are, yeah.
Shout out Ellie De La Cruz.
Shout out to the kid.
I'll
say it. Heimer Candelario with a huge 3-run bomb to give Cincinnati the lead. Give them the big win. The Mets absolutely decimate the Marlins 10-4. A great hitting from that whole Mets team. They were really running on all cylinders that game against Miami.
Very bad.
Cool jerseys though.
Yeah, they do have cool jerseys, but the Mets are not particularly good either.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah.
The Cardinals beat your Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. The Pirates hitting was absolutely atrocious, going 6 for 33 at the plate on the day.
Well, the Pirates really needed that one because there's like a 4-way fight for the division. I believe I forget. I think it was the Brewers are number 1 by like a decent amount. But other than that, no, it's not the Brewers. I forget. There's one team that's like really far in front. But other than that, there's like all the teams are really close right now. So to lose that game to the Cardinals is definitely a huge loss for the Pirates. Every game in that division matters right now.
It's very important. So the Angels beat the Diamondbacks 8-3. Jose Soriano goes 8 innings on the bump for the Angels, giving up only 2 earned runs. Great outing for him.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariners beat the White Sox 2-1 in extras. Mitch Haniger hits the walk-off bomb in the 10th.
Great pitching in that one.
Great pitchers duel, but Mitch, he rakes.
Rangers beat the Dodgers 3-2. Great game.
Rangers. Dodgers, great team.
Yeah.
Rangers
haven't been great after coming off
a
chip.
Series,
Probably not going to win another one.
I really doubt it.
And talk about the Yankees.
these Yankees absolutely destroyed the Kansas City Royals 11-5. The Royals started Dan Altavilla on the bump, and he only got 1 out in the game and gave up 5 runs. That is
atrocious.
Awful.
5 runs in the first
let's
out.
calculate this. His ERA in that game was 135. 135.
Wait, what? How does that even make sense? He only gave up.
He gave up 5 runs in .1 innings, so that would have been 15 an inning. 15 times 9 is 135.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
That's rough.
But today, the Royals got back.
The Royals, they
got their done. Horrible job in the 9th inning from the Yankees.
I mean, just really atrocious.
2 outs, 1 guy on.
Making some terrible fielding plays.
Should have got the double play to win
Let's
the
not
game.
talk about that.
Well, kind of important.
But some more MLB. The All-Star Game voting has opened, and me and Matt
Do you know when the All-Star Game is?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think we'll be in Cape Cod during that.
Hopefully, I'll be hyped. We should go to the All-Star Game. Where is it?
Cape Cod.
That was sick.
It's not.
MLB. Last year was in Seattle. They did a great job.
Yeah. Tell the fans when the All-Star Game is, Matt.
July 13th is when the
I'll
All-Star
be out
Game
in
is.
Hungary.
Yeah, it's in.
I'll be staying up late for that.
Where is it? Capital One All-Star Village. All-Star. It doesn't say where it is. But it definitely is.
Right, where it is, that doesn't
July
matter
13th.
that much.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But what does matter is me and Matthew's picks of who our All-Stars are. So, Matt, start off and tell the fans our picks for the All-Star Game.
All right, well, for the AL, we have Tristan Casas at first base, Jose Altuve at second base, little legend. Royce Lewis at third base, Gunnar Henderson, stud, Orioles stud.
He's great.
At shortstop, been the best player on the Orioles.
Another Orioles
stud. Adley Rutschman, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Stephen Kwan. Seems like some bias there in the outfield.
Not some bias.
They're obviously all stars. David Fry as the DH.
I'm a big fan of him. I will say the National League picks. So, our National League picks. At first base, we have Bryce Harper, legend.
Yeah, great player.
Second base, we have Ketel Marte. Third base, Alec Boehm, Phillies star.
Some Phillies guys in there.
Shortstop, Mookie Betts. I mean, can't say enough about him. Great. Catcher, we got Wilson Contreras. And then in the outfield, we have Teoscar Hernandez, Jerickson Profar, and Heliot Ramos. Helios? I believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And DH, Marcelo Zuna from the Braves.
I'm Marcelo Zuna.
I'm
Marcelo Zuna. No, it's okay. I'm Marcelo Zuna.
Real ones get that.
He's an all-star. I didn't realize he was actually like that good.
He's very good this year. He's the best DH in baseball.
Good for him.
Probably. Him or Shohei.
What about the other guy on the Braves?
Acuna?
Yeah.
He's not a DH though. It's like specifically
where
for
is
DH. He's
not an all-star.
He's hurt. He's hurt right now, I believe. Yeah. And even if he wasn't hurt, he was not having the best season. Yeah.
Wow. Because he was really good last year.
Yeah, he's washed up now.
Wow. That's he's not that old either. Was he 28?
No, he's not old at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's just not. I feel like that happens in baseball.
So those are our All-Star Game votes. So if you have any disagreements, comment it down below.
And also make sure you go vote for the MLB All Stars.
Every vote matters. Every
vote. No, do not vote.
Okay, so
we need a Pirates.
On to our Cy Young rankings. I will say the American League Cy Young.
Okay, this is ridiculous. Where is Mitch Keller?
This is from the MLB Instagram. Okay. I'm sorry, Mitch Keller's not on this.
Mitch Keller is definitely a top 5.
MLB said this, okay?
So and Mitch Keller is definitely a top 5. Someone on the Pirates is top 5?
Number 5 is Seth Lugo. 4, Tanner Houck. 3, Corbin Burns. Orioles guy. You should be happy about that.
Right, yeah, but I don't
2, Luis Yil. Absolute stud. And number 1, Tariq Skubal. He's showing this year. Matt, bring up the National League players.
All right. Zach Wheeler, Ranger Suarez, Tyler Glasnow.
What is the order? Are you just going to say them?
Oh, sorry. Number 5, Shota Imanaga.
Shota
Imanaga. 4, Chris Sale. 3, Tyler Glasnow. 2, Ranger Suarez. And number 1, Zach Wheeler, even though it should probably be Mitch. Mitch Keller's easily top 5. You're not telling me there's 5 guys that are having a better year than Mitch Keller. And if you are, you're not telling me there's 5 guys that's having a better year than Paul Skeens. And if you are, you're not telling me there's 5 guys.
Paul Skeens did 5 games this year.
Okay, but he's been good in those 5 games. He hasn't been great, but he's been pretty good. He's not top 5, but the other Jared Jones has been great. I think Mitch Keller is definitely top 5. I think a little bit of bias there.
Okay, so that's all we got on MLB today, guys.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. So now let's move on to the NBA Finals.
Last time we're gonna talk about the NBA Finals.
Guys. So I'm sorry to all the fans. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Sorry. Same thing. Potato. So I told you guys that I had the Dallas Mavericks winning 6.
Oh dear.
And they are down 3-0 right now. So
definitely not going to win it in 6. It's physically
impossible. They could win it in 7.
Nothing is impossible.
Except for the Mavericks winning in 6.
Yeah, that would actually be possible.
So Matt,
it's been
tell them
very similar games actually. Game 2 was 105-98 Boston, and Game 3 was 106-99 Boston. So really weird that the games were like almost identical. But the Mavericks were really bad from
tell me about it.
They shot horribly from the
Wish
floor.
I could get my $11 back from Game 3, but
because I told you about the Celtics defense. The Celtics defense is lights out. It's the best defense in the NBA. Yep. And they have shown why they're an NBA Finals team. Yep. They're going to get, I believe, the 19th championship or 18th championship. 18th championship for Boston, for the Celtics. They're going to have the most in the NBA after this. And it sucks to see the Celtics get another win. Like, no one wants to see them get another.
No one wants to see it, but they're a very good team.
But they're going to. Celtics shot 95% from the free throw line in Game 2. Mavs shot 67%.
That's just terrible.
Kyrie cannot make a 3 to save his life.
And we all saw that Derek White chase down block. That was huge.
It was absolutely.
He's a great defender.
Yeah. Porzingis, though, did not play in Game 3 after he was injured. He was injured coming into the series, and now he got injured again. So now he's not going to be playing in the NBA Finals anymore. He played 2 games. He played 2 games and
dipped.
Yeah, so. I love it. He's really just doing his thing. All right, well, let's look at Game 3. We didn't talk about Game 3. Luka was horrible in Game 3. Fouled out.
Awful. He's a baby. He's a baby. He's got to stop complaining.
He was horrible on defense. Yeah, he keeps complaining to the refs. It's so annoying to watch because
play basketball. You're a great basketball player. Grow up.
It's just like it's so annoying to watch because he is a great basketball player, but he's just constantly complaining. It reminds me of LeBron, like the prima donna stuff.
Well,
like
LeBron's the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT, but
that's a story. That's a discussion for a different day.
Well, we don't have any other days, so we probably should talk about it.
Would you like to?
MJ's the GOAT.
Nope.
MJ's the greatest player.
I'll bring up some stats, but no.
All right, but LeBron James, I remember doing this in his prime. He has grown into. He still kind of does it, but he's grown to be more mature on the court. But Luka is kind of acting like a prima donna right now. He's acting like a baby. Every time he gets fouled, every time there is a foul called on him, he's always complaining. He's always got something to say to the ref. And he's got to understand that the refs know what they're talking about. Like, they're NBA refs. Yeah, they're he doesn't know better than them. He's not going to change their mind. He's got to stop complaining after every play. Like, and someone on that team, Kyrie Irving, one of the veterans, Tim Hardaway Jr., someone's got to tell him to stop doing this. Like, he's still a kid. Like, he's still, 26 years old. He's still a young player. You got to realize, like, even though he's the superstar here, like, he's still a young player. And those guys got to take control. Those older guys, even though they're not Kyrie Irving's got to take control of that team.
Yeah, he does.
And Kyrie Irving does
talking about Kyrie, he heard our watched allegations and he dropped 35 points in this game, but could not help him get the win. No. So I mean, he did contribute a lot. He played great. But the Celtics, the 2 stars, Tatum and Jaylen Brown, combined for 61 points. The Stars were really shining that game. Oh, yeah. Tatum bringing his A game. Jaylen Brown, as usual, bringing his A game. Mm-hmm. And Peyton Pritchard, on the other hand, he did not bring his A game. 0 for 4 from the field. Horrible. That is stinky. Yeah,
he was not good. All right, so who is in the last 2 games, who would you say the best guy? If you were to pick an NBA Finals MVP right now, who is it?
My NBA Finals MVP is Jaylen Brown. Mm-hmm. Who is yours?
Right now, I don't know if I would say Finals MVP. But I think the guy that's been most important for the Celtics so far has been Jrue Holiday.
I can see him being the most important, but as the Finals MVP, I don't think he's going to get the Finals MVP.
It could be like an Andre Iguodala type of situation, though. You got Kyrie Irving, who is a huge player for the Mavericks, needed to win this series. Jrue Holiday's locked him up. He's got a steal in the last 2 games. And another big thing, first of all, in Game 2, he had 26 points, 11 rebounds,
that was insane.
A steal and a block.
He could get it.
And shot 78% from the field with 26 points in Game 2. That's a huge game. Plus, Kyrie Irving was horrible in that game. So all around, Jrue Holiday was phenomenal, did his job. But also, Game 2, he had 9 points, not as great. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Again, no turnovers, though. And again, Kyrie Irving did have a better game. He didn't play it.
Yeah, but
Jrue Holiday wasn't as good on defense in that game. But still, no turnovers in both games. He's a glue guy,
Jrue Holiday. He's just
such
a great guy for that team.
He really does remind me of an Andre Iguodala. He's a veteran player now. he has his role in the team.
He's leading
He
that team. A lot of
understands
young
his
guys
role.
on that team.
Yeah, and you need the players like that.
Showing them how
And
it's
Derek
done.
White also knows his role too. He's been great. But I think Drew Holiday has been the best player for the
You
Celtics.
swayed my opinion. I agree with you.
Thank you. I don't think he's going to win finals. I think either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Because they actually combined, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined for 61 points. You said that?
I did, but
Right.
it is okay.
I wasn't
Tell them again.
That's crazy. That's pretty
It
good.
is very good.
They were great. Let's talk about the people that weren't great, though.
So, I don't care if this guy's stats were good, if he was playing good. Luka Doncic needs to stop being a crybaby and go out. And he needs to go out there and play basketball. He's making money to play a game. Stop crying about it. Go out there and have fun and play how you always play. This guy's a star. He's a future legend, in my opinion. And if he's tarnishing his legacy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just putting the refs on his bad side, and now he's going to get less calls because he's crying to them, and the refs don't like that. He needs to be a humble guy and go out there and play basketball the way he always plays basketball, and he'll be better. He's getting in his own head with all these complaints. It's not helping his game at all.
100%. It's really been tough to watch him. It's tough to tune into a Mavericks game, the NBA Finals, and this is what I'm watching. It's just, I really don't enjoy it. I really just don't think it's entertaining. My guy, I have a little more of a smaller role player. Maxi Kleber has come into the game and gone 0 for 6 in the last 2 games. He hasn't made a shot. He had 1 rebound last game.
There's a ghost out there.
He really just went out there to do cardio. I'm looking at his stats right now. He had 1 rebound, went 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 0 for 0 from the free throw line, 0 assists, 1 rebound, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 turnovers, 0 points.
Tony Snell.
So yeah, he just literally didn't do anything. He was just out there to have fun.
Tony Snell-esque.
1 rebound in the whole time out there. Shot 2 shots and missed.
That's insane.
And the game before that, he was 0 for 4. So I think they need to stop playing Maxi Kleber. They got to give him because they have so many big men that they could play.
He needs to start learning Chinese.
Yeah, I don't know why Maxi Kleber's going into the game.
Okay.
Really horrible stuff there.
Matt, I think we both know the answer, but could we see a sweep in this year's NBA Finals?
I mean, 100% we can.
I mean,
I think there's no doubt.
I will be putting the Celtics money line on the leg.
Yeah, I think it's
100%.
I want to say, I feel like you always think it like when a team is up 3-0, you always think, well, they're going to give one up. It's like when you have 3 balls in baseball, you think you're taken. When you're up 3-0, you become more conservative and but it's the NBA Finals.
But I don't see a way this Celtics team doesn't win.
They're
demolishing them. They're just a better team.
The thing is, they have Drew Holiday and Al Horford, who I think have a genuine leadership over this team.
Yeah, no, they do.
As opposed to Kyrie Irving and
he's not really leading them.
Whoever else is a veteran. I guess PJ Washington's kind of a veteran on the Mavericks, but they really don't have the veteran leadership that the Celtics do.
Drew Holiday's a textbook veteran guy.
Yeah, Al Horford,
textbook vet.
Textbook, yeah. Even Derek White, he's a younger player, but he still has that leadership. And obviously Jason Tatum.
I really don't have that. Yeah.
And I don't think Luka Doncic has leadership over his team.
No, he's gonna keep crying.
Yeah, so I think genuinely, if you look, everything in this series points to the Celtics sweeping. And unless Luka Doncic just has a great game offensively and is able, because he looks lazy. The other thing about it is he really wasn't trying on defense. And it was a huge, there was Jaylen Brown's got some free baskets. The reason Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were getting so many points is because Luka Doncic just looked like he wasn't trying, and they would get so many free baskets.
Exactly.
And if he was trying, I mean, the Celtics scored 106 points with one guy on the court not even trying. It was pretty much a 4-on-5. If Luka Doncic just tries his hardest on defense, this really could be anyone's series. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's actually. I don't know. It hasn't clicked. I don't think for him that. I think he's just given up on the series.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
It's over. So
I think this series is over. And
agreed.
Mavericks will be back next year.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they'll be just as good next year. But
maybe better. But we'll see.
Maybe. But this Celtics team isn't going anywhere either.
Nope. We're staying right here.
Yeah. All right, well, I have a question for you, Fabe.
Tell me.
If the Celtics are to win the series, which it looks like they will, Jason Tatum has a great game 4, and the Celtics win it in 4. Where do you see Tatum's ceiling as on the all-time list?
I mean, this is very early. Still hasn't won an MVP.
I know.
This could be a chip, which is important. I mean, you're more of a championship guy in the GOAT conversation. I don't really think championships are the most important. They are important, but they're not that important to me. And I just think if he gets a Finals MVP here, like, it'll boost him up into, like, I mean, we know he's a great player. We know he's one of the best players right now, but he needs a couple actual MVP awards. And not just be a playoff performer. Like, he needs to be this standalone best guy in the league for me to put him in a top 10 conversation. And I don't think he'll reach a top 10 conversation because I feel like Luka's always going to outshine him his whole career. I hate to say that, but that's what I think.
I think Luka Doncic is the flashier player. I think he's more of a face of a league type player.
I agree.
But I think Jason Tatum I think this is a crazy comparison, but he almost reminds me of a Tim Duncan, where he kind of his career kind of flies under the radar a little bit.
Wild.
And if he's able to get those championships with the great teams he has, I think the Spurs and the Celtics are very similar teams in the way they're built. I feel like Derek White and Drew Holiday are very similar to Manu and Tony Parker. Tony Parker was better than either of those guys on the Celtics, but I feel like they're very similarly built. But
it's not the worst comparison.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But Jason Tatum, in the last 2 games, he had 18 points with 12 assists and 9 rebounds in Game 2. He did shoot 27% from the field. But
yeah.
And then in Game 3, he had 31 points, and he had 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So, like, he's been having a great series. I think this will definitely boost him on the all-time. I don't think I see him top 10 ever.
I can see him finishing, like, top 30.
Yeah.
Top 10, I think, is pretty. He needs to step up a lot.
I think he's going to be a forgotten player. I don't agree. Not completely, but I think he's going to be, for how good he's been, I don't think he's going to be remembered as one of the greats. Where
I could see him being remembered in the same light as, like, a George Gervin type of player.
That's kind of what I think, like, he's similar to. But I do see Luka still, even if he loses this, I still think Luka has the potential. Because I think Luka will win the MVPs. I think he should have won the MVP this year.
He should have. I believe. I agree.
So I think Luka will win the MVPs. I don't think Jason Tatum will win any MVPs. Because his teams are so good that
he's gonna
if you took Jason Tatum off that team, they're still a contender. Yeah. I don't think if you took Luka Doncic off the Mavericks, they're still a contender.
They'd be pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so great chats.
Yeah.
So Matt,
Celtics in 4.
I agree.
Yep.
Tell these fans about the Stanley Cup.
Well, Florida is in the same. Well, they're actually not. They are 2-0 right now, but they're about to be up 3-0. This team, they just look like a better team right now.
They're on fire.
They won Game 2 4-1.
They did.
They have allowed 1 goal. Bobrovsky, I'm sorry,
tongue twister,
has only allowed 1 goal this whole series, and the Oilers weren't as good. They didn't get as many shots on goal. Only attempted 19 shots in the game, and actually made one of them. So, good job from them to actually make a goal. They missed like 33 in the first game. So they finally did it.
Still had that 94-95% save percentage. That's huge.
Yeah, he was insane. He's been insane. He's a great goalie. He's really the MVP for this team.
I mean, even though the Oilers did have 1 goal, Florida had 4.
Yeah, so, Evan Rodriguez 2 goals.
Evan Rodriguez, MVP of the game. He got 2 goals.
Yeah.
Aaron Ekblad and Nico Mikkola each also had 1, which is huge. Anton Lundell had 2 assists, and Sam Bennett and Oliver Ekman-Larsson had 1 each.
They would have been good if they just had Evan Rodriguez on the floor. On the ice.
I agree, yeah.
Great game for him. He outscored the Oilers. Sergei Bobrovsky, 95% save rate.
Yeah, we spoke about that. That was just great for him.
Yeah, not looking good for Edmonton.
And a stat from that game is through the first 2 periods, Edmonton managed to shoot only 7 shots on goal compared to Florida's 22. Edmonton tied the record for least shots on goal in the first 2 periods of a Stanley Cup Finals game. That's really poor.
7 is horrible. That's what
they're doing cardio out there.
Their strategy doesn't work, and I think they tried to switch up their strategy because they missed so many goals. But then the strategy, it changed from the problem wasn't that they can't make the goals that they're shooting. The problem is they're not shooting anything. And I feel like the volume that they got in Game 1 was actually better than what they did in Game 2 because if you're shooting 7 shots, like unless they're great shots. I mean, I guess if you're shooting 7 and making 7, like that's working, but
it's not going to happen.
They're clearly not getting great shots because it's still a 95% save rate. So great job in the 3rd period, obviously, to get 12 shots on goal after.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, great job, but something's got to change for Edmonton I believe they're going back to Edmonton for Game 3. So
Yep, and another thing about this series is that the Panthers are doing all this without their captain, Alexander Barkov.
Mhm.
So Barkov was illegally hit by the Oilers star Leon Draisaitl, I believe his name is,
sounds like
and he couldn't play in Game 2. And Draisaitl was not suspended for this hit
Should've been.
somehow.
Should have been. It's hockey though.
And the Oilers still lost. So talk about karma right there. I mean,
I don't know. It's hockey though, so like
yeah, it is.
there's hits that happen, and I mean, you see like hockey's dangerous. Like I see people die. I've seen multiple clips
Yeah,
of people dying in hockey.
It's a dangerous game.
I wouldn't play it personally.
Mhm.
Very scary. You ever seen the one where the guy sliced by the?
You ever seen the movie Blades of Glory?
No, I haven't.
Figure skating movie.
Interesting.
Will Ferrell
Pretty cool. Really?
and Owen Wilson.
Will Ferrell.
They figure skate together. It's
Awesome.
a classic.
You ever seen the clip where the guy gets like?
Nope. I have. Yep. Happens in Blades of Glory too.
What? No.
It's a figure skating.
It's another.
I know. It's
No. I'm talking about another thing. He got hit really hard, and he got he got taken down, and he had a concussion, like a really bad concussion. But then 10 minutes later, they put him back into the game, and he got hit insanely hard again, and then he died. So I don't know.
I don't know why we're giggling about that.
No, I'm sorry, but that's just horrible.
Okay, fans, that's all we have on the Stanley Cup for today. So
good way to
let's
end
go
it.
back to a great segment.
It's time for
Throwback
Thursday. Actually, on a Thursday this time.
Yeah,
unlike
so
last
we're
time.
back. We are so back.
It's a little NBA Finals theme.
So we're gonna throw it back to one of the best seasons in NBA history.
The best season that I've ever
of my
watched
lifetime. Yeah,
in NBA
the 2015
history,
to 2016 NBA season.
Just remember this. Reminisce on this for a second. The great point guards of this era.
This was an insane.
Yeah, this was my favorite. The players in this era were just absolutely amazing. Warriors, Steph Curry, MVP Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook on the Thunder, Chris Paul on the Clippers, Kyrie Irving on the Cavs, John Wall on the Wizards, prime John Wall. What you know about prime John Wall? Oh my God, he was so good back in the day. Damian Lillard.
Okay, let's go.
Blazers, Damian Lillard. Raptors, Kyle Lowry.
Dog.
Celtics, Isaiah Thomas.
Dog.
Hornets, Kemba Walker.
Dog.
Mike Conley when he was on the Grizzlies. And Suns, Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe.
He was a stud back in the day.
I know him. I know him.
Yeah.
Family friends with him.
Oh, really? That's
No.
cool. No. Okay.
So
Lying.
some of our favorite memories in that season, possibly my favorite, is that dunk contest between Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine.
Only dunk
I think it's the greatest dunk contest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah. Ever since then, it's just been going downhill.
I feel like it was so hyped up, and it delivered so much more than the expectations.
So many 50s.
It was
50
such a great.
They hand out 50 like candy because they are 50s.
They were all 50. There were so many great dunks, so many iconic dunks. The greatest dunk contest of all time, other than maybe the MJ Dominique Wilkins one.
Tell them about some of these dunks from this tournament.
All right. Well, it's kind of a contest. It's like a tournament style. So dunks that were 50s or should have been, they were like 49, 48, but they were all by the end they got bored of giving 50s, so they started 49s on great dunks. But Zach LaVine shot the ball, threw the ball in the air, bounced it, caught it in the air, went behind the back, and then hit a reverse dunk.
Insane.
For the first dunk.
Absolutely insane. Starting off like that.
Yeah, that's how it started.
I thought he'd save that for the end.
You know it's going to get hot when they're starting like that. And then after that, Aaron Gurdon.
Aaron Gurdon.
I wrote Aaron Gurdon. Jumps over the mascot, reverse dunk.
And that's a legendary one. Yeah. We know that one.
Everyone knows that one. Zach LaVine bounces it, catches it, and then 360 dunks it. Electric. Wow. This is the greatest dunk I've ever seen. Aaron Gordon over the mascot, under the leg. You know that one? He goes.
That's a legendary one.
That's the one. That's the one I think you were thinking of. He jumps over it and then under the leg, both legs.
No, I'm thinking about the one where it's on the hoverboard. Was that? You remember that one where it's spinning?
Oh yeah. No, I don't think I wrote that one. I think that was a 48 actually.
I mean, that one was crazy too. He loved that mascot.
Yeah, he really did.
Kept bringing him out.
That's probably why. That's probably why I didn't win. He wasn't very creative. It was just all the mascot.
Should have got me to do it.
I'm
serious. Okay, nothing's funny.
All right. Zach LaVine windmill dunk from the free throw line.
Wow.
Windmill from the free throw line.
Yeah, if MJ does that, people their heads fall off.
Aaron Gordon. Well, also no one was doing that back in MJ's day, so it's different. Aaron Gordon off the backboard 360 dunk. Zach LaVine dunks it from behind the basket. Kind of like he ran up from behind the basket and then like reversed. It wasn't actually that cool, but it was a 50. That one was kind of interesting.
It was cool.
I feel like Aaron Gordon should have won. At the end. Like his dunks were better. Zach LaVine was a little more creative, but his dunks were insane. But Aaron Gordon had some really nice ones.
Both of them were.
And then
top tier.
To end it off, Zach LaVine between the legs from the free throw line. That's what did it for him. After that one, it was obvious Zach LaVine won. But still, the greatest dunk contest ever. Could have gone either way. We literally went to overtime for like forever because they couldn't figure out who won. Everyone was just getting 50s.
I mean, that really made me fall in love with basketball. That dunk contest. I remember watching it. I was a young bull.
And 2016 was when
I saw it. I was like, how can people do this? Like, I don't get it. How is this possible with a basketball?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how Aaron Gordon like literally would sit in the air. There was one I didn't put because it was like a 49-48, but he jumped up and like sat in the air, cocked it all the way down, and then dunked it. Yeah.
And now both these guys are actually very good players.
Yeah, actually that's true.
They are both back then. They were just like the dunk guys. They were kind of
role players. Yeah.
They were just the dunk guys.
Aaron Gordon on the Magic wasn't really that good. Zach LaVine was
now on the Nuggets. He's very good.
Yeah, and Zach LaVine on the Bulls obviously
2K legend too.
Yeah, Zach LaVine was great.
Yep.
In 2K.
So another great thing to have this year is Kobe Bryant's finale and retirement. So as we all know, one of the greatest ever to touch a basketball. There's a reason why people yell Kobe when they shoot a ball.
Kobe.
And this game might have something to do with that. Because so he made over 11,000 baskets in his regular season career and shot 45% from the field. Talk about impressive. Yeah. There's also a reason why people talk about the Mamba mentality. Kobe was one of the hardest workers in the world, period.
100%.
His hard work and his ability to turn that work into greatness is why he is one of our biggest role models. We have to mention him in this segment because his retirement was tough on all of us. You know, everyone loves Kobe. Come on,
yeah, he's one of the greats. Great personality, very hard worker. You will hear all the stories on TikTok.
You do.
You're like
staring at the sun after missing a game winner for 3 hours.
So I came to the gym at 3 a.m. and I thought I was gonna be alone, you know. And I walk in and Kobe, he's full of sweat. He got full sweat on, man.
Okay, stop. So we all know he ended his career on a bang, scoring 60 points in his last game ever. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Rest in peace, Black Mamba.
Yep.
Great way to end it, though.
Great way to end his career.
Hall of Fame ends with Hall of Fame career.
And
then a great way to end the season. Great way to end the greatest season in basketball. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Great season in baseball, too.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cleveland!
You never believe it?
No, I'm sure LeBron's from Cleveland.
The 1 seed in the East went 12-2 in the East, beating the Pistons and Hawks in 4, and then the Raptors, LeBronto, in 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals. DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry had played, and the Raptors had played the Pacers and the Heat both to 7 games before that, so they were obviously very tired going into that series, and they really never stood a chance. LeBron averaged 26 a game and on 62% shooting in that series.
That's why he's better than MJ.
He's not.
We'll talk about that.
Well, there's no stats on MJ, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well,
and then
LeBron's better.
DeMar actually averaged 23 a game on 50% shooting, so he had a good series too.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the most underrated players of this generation.
100%. Yeah. I remember watching this, and they also had DeMarre Carroll. I remember DeMarre Carroll. I haven't
heard that name in a while.
Showing his style and shooting. And Bismack Biyombo.
Oh my God,
and
Bismack Biyombo.
Who else? They had some small forward. I forget his name.
Yep.
I don't know, but they had. I remember watching. I don't know. They had someone else. I can't remember. But great team in Toronto.
The other team in this playoffs that is remembered is the Golden State Warriors. Went 73-9, the best record ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they were tired.
It could have been the best season ever if it ended a little.
But the greatest season ever, we all know what it is.
Yeah. So they looked invincible going into this playoffs. However, it's obvious they were not invincible.
Well, I think it was because they were so tired because they had played their players every game. They played the starters every game. Like they couldn't take any breaks because they were trying to break the record.
Exactly.
So definitely.
So Golden State's run to the finals, they lost 1 game to 8 seed Houston, and in the next round lost a game to 4 seeded Portland. In the Western Conference Finals, they played the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Serge Ibaka. The Warriors won a grueling series, in 7 games to advance to the finals against the Cavaliers.
That Warriors Thunder was a great series.
And then KD left his boys.
Yeah, that was the last game that KD played in a Thunder jersey.
Sucks.
Just the snake. And then he went to the Warriors
And,
after they had the best
Lost
year.
and Unbound. No,
Yeah.
that was on Westbrook. No, wait. No, that was
No,
on
it was
KD.
on
No, it was
KD,
on
yeah. Humble young boy.
Oh my
Out of
God, what a
DC.
song. What
Now you're
a
taking
song. We could do a
shots
whole
at
we could do a
OKC.
whole hour podcast on that song.
I love Lost
Breaking
and
it down,
Unbound. One of the greats of all time.
All right, Matt.
What you know about Prime Lost and Unbound?
They don't know anything about it. Matt, tell these kids about these games.
Greatest series of all time.
Easy.
Game 1, Warriors won 104-89, despite Curry and Clay only having 20 points on the whole game. Game 2, Warriors dominated 110-77. Draymond had 28 points, and Kyrie only had 10. Finals, Kyrie is just... Honestly, I now that I look back at it, like, Kyrie really isn't that good in the finals. He's kind of a finals dropper.
He's clutch.
I don't know. He did win the series for the Cavs.
So in Game 3, the Cavs finally won a game, 120-90. Kyrie and LeBron combined for 62 points, Matt. So let's
but he had good games, bad games.
Klay Thompson and Draymond Green combined for 16 points.
Yeah, horrible.
Gross. About 1/4 of what Kyrie and LeBron combined for,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that another day.
Probably not.
I need to stop saying that now.
There will be no
podcast.
Oh my God.
So Game 4, the Warriors won again, making the series 3-1 to them. Before this, no team came back from a 3-1 deficit.
No, in the finals.
And
They had done it in other series.
So in this Game 4, the Splash Brothers combined for 63 points. Wow. It was looking very grim for the Cavs.
Yep.
As we said already, no team came back from a 3-1 series deficit in the NBA Finals. And Matt, give them the rundown on Game 5, 6, and 7.
Game 5, Cavs hold on to hope with a 112-97 win in Golden State. LeBron and Kyrie combined for 82 points. Of the Cavs, 112 points. They both had 41 points.
Wow.
So the rest of the Cavs only scored 30 points
Wow.
combined. I believe Kevin Love had 2 points in this game.
Oh my God.
So great game from him. Game 6, the Cavs win. Kevin Love was horrible in the series, by the way. I don't think he scored double digits. I think the first game he scored 17, and the second game he scored 9, and the rest of the games he scored below double digits. All right, Game 6, Cavs win again, 115-101. To this point, every game had been decided by more than 10 points. So even though it was a 3-3 series, it had been blowouts every game.
Yeah, none of the games were fairly close.
No, not really. Curry had 30 points in this one, but LeBron's 41 points and 11 assists
That's why he's my GOAT.
were enough to get the Cavs the win. And then Game 7, one of the greatest moments in sports history. 2 minutes left. 89-89 game. Tie game. 2 minutes left. That's where the magic in this one begins.
Yep.
At this point, LeBron had a triple-double, and Draymond had 32 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. Draymond Green had 32 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists. Kyrie took a floater that airballed. Iguodala got the rebound, ran up the floor. He passed it to Curry. He passed a big back to Iguodala.
Blocked by James!
It's blocked by James!
Oh my God.
Greatest play, one of the greatest plays in NBA Finals
MJ
history.
couldn't do that.
He 100% could.
No. So, with 53 seconds left in the game, Kyrie hits a huge step back three over Steph Curry to give the Cavs a 3-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
So, Curry misses a 3 on the other end, and LeBron gets fouled with 10 seconds left. He makes one of the two and makes it a 4-point game. The Warriors didn't score again, and the final was 93-89.
Electric.
The Cavs have done the impossible and come back from a 3-1 series deficit in the finals.
Capped a storybook season in the NBA. One of the great seasons.
I mean, I don't know if there will be another season like that in my lifetime. I don't know.
Well, that's the season that really got me to basketball.
Nostalgia.
And the NBA, yeah.
What a season.
2K. That's when I started playing 2K too.
Yeah.
That's just like completely like that is prime basketball for me. Lost and Unbound made it even better.
My God.
Just all around great stuff.
Troy Dan. You remember him?
I do remember Troy Dan. Yeah, there's a lot of great. And 2K MT Central.
Oh, I remember that.
Playing that during school. Oh my God, that was electric. All right.
What a throwback Thursday, man.
I think that was the best one, personally.
I think so too. And did it off on a bang. Just like that finals.
True.
All right, let's talk about the College World Series now.
Mm-hmm.
The College World Series has reached the final 8. So the matchups in this, number 4 UNC goes against number 12 Virginia.
ACC matchup.
Number 1 Tennessee versus number 8 Florida State. Number 2 Kentucky versus number 10 NC State. And number 3 Texas A&M versus unranked Florida.
Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing that it's all ACC versus SEC.
Wow.
Which means that the Pac-12 is officially gone. No more Pac-12.
That sucks.
Rest in peace.
Okay, so I will give my predictions on the
Go
series.
ahead.
So, for the UNC versus Virginia game, I have UNC winning. They're coming off a sweep of a very good West Virginia team, and I think they will beat Virginia by a good margin and continue their great run.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the Tennessee
I
versus Florida,
disagree. I think Virginia
you
wins
disagree.
that one.
Oh,
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, I picked Virginia earlier. I think Virginia, they've looked great. They were great offensively and defensively against Kansas State, allowing only 4 runs to Kansas State both games, which isn't great. But they were able to score a lot of runs, scored 17 runs combined in the 2 games. They looked really good. UNC looked all right too. But I think this Virginia team is really good. I think they're really underrated. And I see this Virginia team making a run all the way to College World Series.
I'm excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So the next game, Tennessee versus Florida State. I have Tennessee winning.
I agree.
Florida State they had a good run beating UConn. We were watching those games.
I've had
electricity, but now they are facing the best team in this tournament, and they are not ready. Tennessee will win pretty easily.
But a team that didn't look very good against Evansville.
Yeah, Evansville got a little scary.
Yeah, Evansville won a game.
So
losing a game to Evansville is horrible.
Kentucky versus NC State. I have Kentucky winning.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky coming off a sweep of a great Oregon State team, and NC State is a worse team than Oregon State in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I think Kentucky will pretty easily win this and advance further into the next round.
Yeah, I think NC State looked pretty good against Georgia. They won one game like 18-1.
Yep.
But I do think they lost the next game like by a lot too, like 15-5 I think to Georgia. So it was a very up and down series. I think this would be a close game, but I think Kentucky's going to do enough. I think they have the experience, and I think Kentucky will win this one. But it will be a close one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
So, in this last game, Texas A&M versus Florida, it's my upset pick. I have Florida winning this.
Wow.
So Florida's coming off sweeping a great Clemson team. They're red hot right now. And on the other hand, Texas A&M swept Oregon, but Oregon is a much worse team than Clemson in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So this game is going to be fun to watch. But I believe that Florida will come out on top and be a dark horse team to win the whole tournament.
Wow, Florida win the whole thing? An unranked team?
Watch.
I don't know. I don't know if it's ever happened before.
Oh, and my prediction for the finals is Tennessee versus Florida.
All right. Well, mine, I have Florida lose. I have Florida losing that one. I have Texas A&M actually going. Well, no, actually, because it's double elimination now. So even if
weird, so
they still could, even if Florida wins, Texas A&M still could get back in, but then they have to win now. So I do have Texas A&M versus Virginia as my championship game.
Wow.
I think Texas A&M looked, obviously Oregon wasn't a very good team, but they handled Oregon pretty easily. Mm-hmm. Florida looked good against Clemson, and Clemson's obviously a great team. I do think, I feel like Florida got a little lucky at times. I was watching the games, and
I think so.
I think Florida caught the breaks in that series.
That's baseball.
It is, but they're not going to catch those breaks against Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a more fundamentally sound team, and I think Texas A&M is going to beat Florida in that one, and no one in their way. I think Kentucky's a great team. Texas A&M is the 3 and Kentucky's the 2, but I think Texas A&M is a better team. I think they're going to advance.
I'm excited
to the College
World
Series.
I'm excited.
We'll see what happens though. I can't wait to watch. It's gonna be it's gonna be electric.
Very electric. So let's go on to new segment here.
And best colleges.
Best colleges for sports season.
All right. So we got 5 teams here that we think have been either the most surprising or the most impressive teams
in all
of college sports. So every sport, well, not like the main sports. I don't know if there's like not like club spike ball. Although Clemson's a great club spike ball school, so we do have them on here. Let's start with Clemson. Great club spike ball school. First of all, finished 20th in football, beating Kentucky in the Gator Bowl. It was the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. They made the Elite 8 in men's basketball. Great run. Lost to Alabama though. Yeah. Which we don't have Alabama, but Alabama. College football playoff team, Final Four team.
Boring.
Did they make the?
I don't think so.
I don't
think so.
I don't know. Well, they were good in basketball. They were really good in basketball and football.
Yeah, they
top
were.
4 in both of those. So great for them.
Good for Clemson.
And Clemson also made the Super Regionals in baseball, but lost to Florida.
My Florida game.
Yeah. Right. And then NC State also made it to the College World Series, and they're still in the College World Series. They were also ranked 21st in football, losing to number 18 Kansas State in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Made the Final Four in men's and women's basketball.
Wow.
And obviously, as we said, made the College World Series and also won the national championship in cross country.
Wow, look at that.
So
That's
NC
huge.
State, I had them as the number 1 team. I think they've been the best college in sports this year, and also the most surprising because I don't think anyone thought they'd make the Final Four in men's
that's
basketball.
crazy.
They are a good women's basketball team, but Final Four is still crazy for anyone. So
It's wild. So
good year to be an NC State student.
great year. It's also a great year to be an Oklahoma fan.
True.
Finished 15th in football. Their softball team, we already spoke about that. Won a championship for the 4th year in a row. That is crazy. They also made the Men's College World Series, so I mean they're really running on all cylinders right now.
And also,
they already said that today, but
in football they beat Texas, who went to the college football playoff. They were the only team in the regular season. Yeah.
Talking about Texas, they are also on this list.
Obviously made the college football playoffs.
They did make that. They also made March Madness, went to the championship for softball, and were one of the 1 seeds in the women's March Madness bracket, which is good for them. And the last team we have here, probably the most surprising team,
definitely a
pretty
shocker.
easily.
Yeah.
James Madison,
The
new
Dukes.
to Division I sports, finished 11-2 in football, made the round of 32 in March Madness, and made the College World Series.
Great year for them.
These boys are new to this D1 game. It's a different ball game.
But they're acting like it's nothing new to them.
They've been here for a million years, you know?
And they might have been ranked. I didn't actually check.
I'm not sure, but
11-2. It sounds like
that's great.
That should be a top 25 record.
That's great.
All right, well,
good for those boys.
Yeah, great for them. It's definitely surprising.
Very.
And I don't even think they were allowed to be in a bowl. Oh no, they were in a bowl game this year, but last year they got robbed from a bowl game. So making up from it, they did lose the bowl game.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. But oh my god.
Jeez.
All right.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just ready to talk about UFL playoffs.
Well,
UFL Super Bowl.
Tell them about the UFL playoffs.
All right, but first, in the conference finals, the Brahmas beat the Battlehawks 25-15 to advance to the Super Bowl. Brahmas had 410 yards in the game, 7.2 yards per play, 3 red zone attempts, 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers not great, but obviously it worked out for them because they won the game. Battlehawks 239 yards, 4.3 yards per play, 2 red zone attempts, 1 turnover. So Brahmas almost had 200 more yards than the Battlehawks.
It's crazy.
3 yards per play more.
Wow. Great
game from the Brahmas.
So some of the key players on this Brahmas team, Anthony McFarland, the running back, he had 11 carries and 105 yards, which is a 10.5 average rushing yards. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Also had a touchdown and 69 yard runs. That's a nice amount of yards run.
Love it.
So Chase Garders, the quarterback, 197 yards, 9.4 yards average, 71.4% completion rate, and 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 112.6 QB rating.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
That's a great QB rating.
Absolutely amazing.
Amazing. All right, well, Kirkland, who I said was going to be the X Factor receiver for the Brahmas, was not. However, Justin Smith was.
Justin Smith.
He had
what a game.
Yeah, 4 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Great game from him. Really carried the load offensively.
And on defense, one of my favorite names, Tease Tabor, the quarterback, had 6 tackles, 1 pass breakup, and 1 fumble recovery.
Great game.
Great for him.
Great for Tease. Just an amazing job by Tease.
That's me clapping for Tease. If he's listening, of course.
Tease. All right, for the Battlehawks, AJ McCarron, who was a question mark going into this game because of his injury, he had 179 yards, 66% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 94 QBR. So he really didn't have a bad game. He didn't look like he was injured. But Wayne Gallman,
he had a pretty bad game.
Do you know who that is? New York Giants legend. He was like the running back 4 on the New York Giants.
Not a Battlehawks legend.
At one point. No, he's not. He
5
was not a Giants legend. He was bad.
5 carries, 12 yards.
Yeah, he was.
That's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
Yeah, you gotta be better. Just disrespecting the Giants in that one.
So another player who was average, Hakeem Butler, the star wide receiver for the Battlehawks team, had 6 catches, 59 yards, 9.8 yards average, and 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, they needed more from him.
Need more from him.
Someone who was not average though, Elijah Lee, 12 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss.
Great game.
Great game from him. It was not his fault that they lost.
No, not at all.
But he will not be playing in the UFL Super Bowl. Brahmas Stallions. Brahmas actually won the first matchup, 18-9, only about 3 weeks ago on the 25th of May. That was the only loss of the year for the Stallions. The Stallions are now 4-point favorites in this one. They have questions about who will be starting at quarterback after Adrian Martinez got injured. I mean, not injured. He got benched, actually, for Matt Corral. So,
I do remember that.
Quarterback
what are they gonna do?
Quarterback questions. The Stallions already lost a game to this Brahmas team. Is there an upset brewing here in this Super Bowl?
I'm not sure. I believe that the Brahmas will win this game.
I also believe that the Brahmas will
Pretty
win this
handily.
game.
I think the Brahmas will win this game.
I think that quarterback thing is really what's winning. If I were a betting man, I would not want to bet on the Stallions team with the question marks at quarterback. They already lost to the Brahmas. Brahmas clearly had their number. I think the Brahmas winning again against the Stallions win the UFL. I can't wait to tune into that one.
Anthony McFarland is going to absolutely penetrate this defense.
I think he's going to go.
And he's going to have an amazing game. He's going to win the MVP of this game.
Yeah. Maryland legend, by the way.
He's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be great to watch.
I think the running game is going to do it, and I think Brahmas win this series.
Couldn't agree more.
And really, I think the UFL has done a great job. And
I think so too.
It's been pretty fun to watch.
It's been real.
Shout out to the UFL. But let's segue now into our favorite segment. It's time for
trivia. Okay,
all right,
so
I'll start it.
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start it. I love this question. All right. Who holds the record for most home runs in an MLB season?
Barry Bonds.
That's correct. How many did he hit?
74, I believe. 73.
Bang!
Okay.
There you go. That was good.
I'm there.
Yep.
Okay. So, talking about the NBA Finals, what year was the last Celtics NBA championship victory? What was the last
2008.
That is correct.
Let's go. It was anything's possible.
Yep.
Anything's possible.
That was it.
Kevin Garnett, legend.
All
right. My next question: what country hosted the 2018 Winter Olympics?
Oh God. Whew.
It wasn't. Oh God.
Thanks. Was it China?
It's close to China, but it's not China.
Ooh. Japan.
It's not Japan.
Russia.
It's not Russia.
Jeez. Can I have a clue?
It's like really close to a communist country. Some might say south of
South Korea.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Great films out of there.
Really?
Old Boy, good movie.
Oh, really? That's from South Korea?
Yep, a lot of some great films. Parasite, too. Best picture.
I gotta watch Parasite.
Great film.
Never watched it before.
Great film. So, my second question is, what baseball team did Babe Ruth coach after he retired?
The Red Sox?
Nope.
The Yankees?
Nope.
The A's?
Nope.
The White Sox?
Nope.
I have no idea.
It's the Dodgers. So close.
Very
so
interesting.
far.
Not really that close. All right. My last one. The first NBA game was played in 1946.
Yes.
What team did the Toronto Huskies play in the first ever NBA game?
The Boston Celtics?
No. Maybe 2 more guesses.
The Washington Bullets?
It was not the Washington Bullets.
God. Was it the the Seattle Supersonics? I don't know.
It was. There was no Western teams back then. It was the New York Knicks.
The New York. Oh,
yeah.
That should have been obvious, but
yeah.
Silly me. Okay, I have a nice question for you. A really good one. So, Byron White was a 20th century Supreme Court justice who was involved in the Roe v. Wade case.
Mm-hmm.
Before pursuing his law career, he was a player in what American sports league?
Byron White? Sounds like an NBA player.
Nope.
PGA?
Nope.
UFL?
He was
NFL.
a NFL player.
Yeah.
Yep.
Byron White. What team do you play for?
I'm not sure.
All right.
Okay, that was
that was a good
great way to wrap up trivia.
Yeah. Did we get any right?
Yeah, the first 2.
Did we? What was it?
I got the Barry Bonds one.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the Celtics one.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay, look at that.
Dude, good for us, man.
Now let's talk about some golf.
Love golf.
The U.S. Open at Pinehurst, $20 million purse. Some of the big names looking for some big firsts.
Big first.
We have Tiger Woods. We all know him. Tiger Woods.
He's getting up there.
Hall of Fame golfer with 3 U.S. Open wins and 82 PGA Tour win totals. However, he has never won at Pinehurst. Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Will he finally do it at the ripe age of 97? Do you think at the age of 97
I don't think there's no way. He's too old now.
And after his DUIs and everything.
Yeah, after everything, I've watched him. He's not
still
the
great.
same. He's not the same golfer he was. He's not gonna win. There's no way.
No, I
I haven't heard. I think people would be talking about it more. I don't know if I trust myself 100% on golf news, but
yeah, I don't know.
this guy, he's washed. From what I've seen, he hasn't been great.
He's low key
since he came
best
back.
of all time though.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's an absolutely great golfer, but I think he's just too old now. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yep. Another big name is Victor Hovland. He is ranked 5th in the world despite never having won a major tournament. Mm-hmm. Will this finally be his big breakthrough to his first win?
I actually do think so.
You think so?
I've been watching. This is one guy I've been watching, and he looks really good. And if he's been really consistently like staying at like the 7 through 5 area. I think he's finally going to get through at the U.S. Open, one of the biggest golf tournaments in all of the PGA Tour.
I could see it too.
He's great. I think he's going to break through and finally get his big win. And everyone's been saying Scottie Scheffler. I was watching SportsCenter the other day, and they said this is Scottie Scheffler's world. We're just living in it.
Well, I agree. Like Scottie Scheffler is my winner for this.
I don't know, and that's what everyone's picking. It seems like an easy pick, but I think Victor Hovland's the guy that can give him a run for his money. I just think like everyone's saying Scottie Scheffler. Like, there's no way he's that good. Like there's no way it's that. I mean, he's free. Great. He's good. I agree. But
another very good golfer, a fan favorite, is Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah. He is a very inconsistent golfer. Yeah, he is. But when he's hot, he's hot. Mm-hmm. So if he is hot, he has just as good a chance as anyone to win this 100%.
But I feel like I don't
know if he's gonna stay hot.
In the Masters, he was hot for like the first 2 days.
I remember that he was in first, right?
Yeah, and then he fell off. I see him falling off. That's why he's not gonna win any of these big tournaments because he's destined to fall off eventually. Yeah. So I think either Victor Hovland or Scottie Scheffler is gonna win this one. Obviously, everyone's been saying Scottie Scheffler. I wouldn't put it past Victor Hovland to win this one.
I would not either.
So what's your pick, Scottie?
I got Scottie too hottie.
Right. Give me Victor Hovland.
Scottie too hottie.
Give me Victor too Blichter.
Sure. Good wordplay right there.
Thank you. I mean, I've been told I'm kind of a lyrical genius on the mic. All right, well.
No one said that ever.
A few people actually have, like my mom. So we obviously end every podcast off
with story time. We all know about the story times. Some people's favorite segment.
We all know and love it, yeah.
We all love it.
I love it personally.
I do love it.
Personally, one that I like a lot.
Sometimes gets the tears flowing at times.
Gets the juices flowing. I don't know what's that actually, but
hopefully not. Some juices.
Some juices, yeah.
More than others.
Tear and juices. But
happy juices.
We always end it with an external story, something inspirational.
We do.
But we want to talk today in our story about the creation of the Lucky 7's podcast.
Yep.
So Fabe, take us away.
So we'll both talk about this. So yeah. I'll start it off. So at the beginning of the year,
December,
we were told that we had to do a internship or passion project at the end of the year. And I went up to Matt, good friend of mine, as you guys know.
First of all, shout out Nick Tamaro.
And Nathan Corfield. They did a podcast. It was a different podcast.
It was a different style, but they definitely inspired the idea. And we took the idea and did something different.
And I came up to Matt and I was like, Matt, let's do a podcast. Mm-hmm. And he kind of jokingly said yes.
Yeah, it really was.
We were not very serious about actually doing it, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then as time went on, we never really thought of anything else.
It slowly just became a reality.
Slowly became a real thing.
And it slowly became something we were very excited for.
And at a time, I was a little bit scared. Yeah. Because Matt said his mom wasn't going to let him do the podcast. And I would have been in the mud then because I would be doing the solo podcast.
that wouldn't work as well, I don't think.
But, and then his mom... Finally, very nice lady. Thank you so much for letting Matt do the podcast.
She's probably watching this, honestly. So thank you, Mom.
And Matt, tell the rest of the story.
Well, basically, I told my mom we're gonna work our butts off. Like that's not something she was worried that it was gonna be. We have worked our butts off, and she's been impressed with the work we put in. But she thought we weren't gonna work as hard. We were gonna.
She thought this was just gonna be like just. Go over to Matt. Go hang out with Fabe.
Yeah, and talk.
Chill for 5 hours.
Talk on a
and
camera.
say you were doing work.
Exactly.
I did air quotes there.
Yeah, you can't actually see that.
You can't. No video.
We did air quotes.
We don't do video.
But so we knew we were gonna work hard. We knew this was gonna be something that we were dedicated for. So we put the work in. We kind of procrastinated a lot at the beginning. Because we had to have all this stuff by, I don't know what the date was, but like 3 days before the first podcast we made, we had to have like all this stuff. So like 2 days before
we
the
went
date, we had to
to
start.
Best Buy.
Yeah.
And we found
the cheapest mic.
Terrible mic.
Yeah.
Did not buy it.
The cheapest mic was like $200. That like actually
crazy.
Worked. Yeah.
And then so we went on Amazon, bought a mic, a soundboard here. I wish it worked. No, this might mess it up.
Okay,
I don't think you should press it. It has buttons that say like laugh on it.
Yeah. That would be sick if it worked. We actually aren't 100% sure.
Alright, so guys, when we're done speaking, I'm gonna press the button at the end of the podcast, and we'll see if there's a laugh track. Yeah. If there is, I'm gonna be mad. I would have utilized that.
Imagine we could have used it the whole time.
But and we went through some mic issues during this podcast a lot. We had to adjust the soundboard a lot, finagle with it a lot.
We did a lot of finagling, especially at the beginning. We were finagling it up. We finally figured out something we were doing wrong. We were plugging the soundboard into the computer. Let's
really hope this isn't ironic and the sound's not terrible right now.
Hopefully you can hear us right now.
That would be terrible.
No, but we had the idea and it inspired us.
We executed.
We executed, but we were obviously inspired by Mick Tamaro and Nate Corfield. Shout out to them. But we had this idea. We did the research. We found the stats. And we didn't want to just come in here. Yeah,
it's hard work. It's fun work, but we expected this to be much easier than it was, and it was not easy in the slightest.
But we worked hard. We didn't want to come up here and get on camera and just know nothing. So we got all the stats, all the stuff.
We didn't want to embarrass ourselves.
Yeah, we had a script. We didn't really follow the script that much.
Every podcast we have about 10 pages of thorough notes. Yeah,
not script but notes. And honestly, it really showed me that you can do anything you put your mind to. And it made me really be inspired to, when I'm older, be my own boss, because I realized I can work hard enough to do what I need to do, and I can, I can be great at what I do, and Fabe can be great at what he does.
Thanks.
So now we know that it was a great experience, and to everyone out there, for the last time, stay hungry, but always stay humble. Thank you so much, guys. It's been so much fun.
I'm going to look back at this when I'm 80 years old and remember this.
A year from now, I'll look back at every single podcast. And
I am going to click the giggle button right now, and we're going to see if it makes a noise, okay? It has been real, guys.
See you, boys.